hello, hello. How are you? This is Els coming from Bemis Crafty Corner, and today we're going to be doing this. This one's pretty easy, and it's kind of fun. So we're going to be doing this one, and I'm going to get out some supplies and things, and I'll be right back to explain everything that we're going to need and how we're going to get this done. Okay? I'll be right back. Supply list on this one. So you're either going to want dies or punch that cut flowers. Die cutting machine if that's what you're using. You're going to want some, some flowers, some buttons, some gems, these kinds of things to put on the top. We're going to get that out of the way for now because we don't need it at this point. You're going to want some decorative paper or cardstock if you're using paper. Some scraps of cardstock that you can back it on would be very helpful here. Your hot glue gun. See, hot glue. Turned on. Yay. A pair of scissors. You're going to want a hole punch. And you're going to want some ribbon and lace. You may also find that a thin needle is helpful here. Okay? Not too thin because you want to be able to get the ribbon through it, through the eye, but you don't want like a huge honking needle. So like a plastic canvas needle type thing, or maybe the one that you use for bookbinding. All right? So ink, glue, all the normal stuff could apply here. I'm going to clear everything off my desk, and then I'll be back and show you how to do this. I'll be right back. All right, so we're going to start off by cutting our paper, and I need it to fit, through the little die cutter. So 2 1/4. Take this piece off the top. And then I'm going to go ahead and figure out my height here, which is roughly 5 1/2. And then I've already pre-cut this one. All right, so if you're using, a punch like this, it may be hard to get through the cardstock and the paper. So for this, I would recommend just punching your flower. And then punching your cardstock. And then you can put the two pieces together. See? I hate these. Alright, so got that. And I have these set up for the die. I'm going to get this paper out of the way for the moment. Okay. So, we are going to glue these together, but first we're going to be gluing these and cutting these as well. So, if you're using the punch, punch out your two pieces and then glue them together, set them to the side and let them dry. If you're going to be using a die, you can just cut out the pieces of paper that will fit into your machine, glue those together, and then cut them. All right, there's that. And then we'll do this one. going to let those dry. And again, if you are using the punch out method, just punch your pieces and then glue them up, okay? Just make sure that you line them up well. Now, I did leave out one tool you're going to need, and that is a craft knife, okay? It's probably the most important tool, so I forgot about it. So I'm going to let these dry, and then when they're dry, I'm going to go ahead and cut my die, and then I'll be back and we'll move on to the next step, okay? I'll be right back. All right, so I'm cutting out the last of my flowers. You do want to use a rather large flower here. Small flowers aren't going to work so well. So the flowers that I'm using is about just over 2 inches. I find that tends to be a pretty good size for this project. Okay. There we go. All right, so now I have that all trimmed out. And I can get rid of these. So the next part of this is going to be poking the hole. So you want to put the hole in the middle of your flower. Come out of there, you little booger. You want to get as close to center as possible. And if it's not perfect, you know, we're not going to call the craft police on you. Yes, we are. Okay. Give or take in the middle. Okay. Oh, that one's off center. That's okay. We'll live. All right. So I have that part done. So now, the next part is if you're going to ink, now would be a good time to do so. Okay. Just a little inky on these. Inky dinky doo, inky dinky doo, inky dinky. Okay. All right, so once you have them inked, the next part involves your craft knife. And what you want to do is on the edge of all the petals, not too close to the edge, but not too far back. I'm going to bring the camera down and we're going to take a better look. Okay. So let me grab a pen. So we want to come in a little bit. About the same distance on each petal. So I'm going to go ahead and draw these on so that you all can see them when I pick this up. Okay, so about like that. That's where we want to cut. We don't want to cut all the way through from end to end. We want to stay inside of the edges of the flower. kind of want to make sure that we get through both layers of the cardstock. All right, that one needs a little bit more. All right, so once you have that all done, you have these all cut, and you have the slots in there, we'll be ready to move on to the next part. So, I'm just using my craft knife to verify that I actually have the slots cut all the way through, both layers. Okay, so once I have my slots cut, we can move on to the next part. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video so we can get the slots cut. And then when we come back, we're going to use our ribbon and get started. I'll be right back. All right, so I've cut all of my slits into all of these. And I've got some ribbons here. And what I do is, it just works for me. I go ahead and cut this at an angle, and then I use a lighter to kind of just melt the end so that it doesn't fray. And then I get started. So what I'm going to do is take this first one, and I'm going to go ahead and feed this through the hole. And I'm going to keep about, an inch, inch and a half back there. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut and burn the other end. And then I'm going to keep the ribbon flat on here. So I want it nice and flat. And I'm going to go ahead and insert this piece through the slot. Now, this is not easy, but the effect at the end is wonderful. All right, so you can see I have it just through that one piece, okay? And then I'm going to come back up through the center. And this is why I said that a needle could be very helpful here, because after you put 4 or 5 pieces through here, it gets kind of lumpy. And again, I'm keeping it flat. Then I'm going to go to the next one. And I'm just going to keep doing this until I get all the way around. Excuse me. And I'm just making sure that I'm keeping it nice and flat. I don't want it twisted. Okay? Then back up through the middle, and off we go again. Now, sometimes if you can't, if you can't get through the slot, use your pokey tool to kind of bend that outside piece down. Makes it a little easier sometimes to get through it. Go slow because you don't want to tear this, because then you have to start all over again. Isn't that fun? And back up through the middle. And then over to the next one. Open up the slot. And if if your end gets really frayed, you can just recut and reburn. Okay? It doesn't take more than like a foot to do this, if that, but I always make it a point to cut at least 2 or 3 feet, so that I can cut off as I need. All right, so up through, nice and flat. Over to the next one, opening up that slot. And after you do this for a while, it actually becomes easier because you kind of get the rhythm of it. All right, I only have one more petal left, and then we're going to finish this, okay? So back up through the middle. This is where it starts to get a little tight. Oop, we got that a little twisted. If you get it twisted, just back it out, straighten it out, and then pull it back through again, okay? Last one, and then we're going to finish this off, lock it down, and then we'll decorate, okay? In. All right, and then on the back, we're just going to cut that off about a ½ inch. We'll cut off the other one as well. And then we're just going to put a little bit of glue right here. You don't have to use hot glue. I use hot glue. You can use whatever kind of glue you want. Okay. And I'm just going to trim off anything that's poking out. All right. So that's what it looks like at this point. Okay. Let me get there. Whoop. All right. So that's what it looks like at this point. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and finish these up. And when I come back, I'll show you the next step. Be right back. All right. So now these have all cooled. And now we can start kind of decorating. And that's where all of this comes in, because this is the fun stuff, We can put little gems on things, or we can put flowers on things. What do I got here? There's a kind of a silver colored one. So we can do all kinds of whatever we want on these and just decorate them and have them look like really beautiful. We can put flowers on flowers. I think I'm going to put a flower on a flower. So there's one. And then on this one, let's see, what should we do on this? Let's see. I don't think I like that. I know. Okay. I'm not even going to check this. I'm just going to do it. All right. Hot glue. Center. And what should we do with the last one? Well, we could do a button. If we want, we could do a button. We could do another flower. We could do a diamond. No, I think we're going to do the button. All right, so a little bit of hot glue. Button. And I could put, a thread through that if I wanted to. And tie a little bow, that would be cute. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one. And I might put a gem of some kind on it. Let me see. Yep. Put a little gem on here. Okay. Now I'm going to let these cool, and when I come back, we're going to take a look, okay? Be right back. So here they are. This is the original one, okay? And it just has a little diamond in the middle. And then we did these. So this one is the button and the flower. This was the one we just put the little cabochon on. And this one is just another flower on a flower. So that's it. That's my quick little project for these. I think they come out just like gorgeous. And you can do anything you want with them. You could add leaves to the back of them, or you can use these on a card. You could use these in a junk journal. You can put them on the tags, whatever you want to do with them. And you can make them just about any size. Just have to be careful that your ribbon doesn't exceed the width of your petal. Okay? That's it. That's all I have for you. If you're new here and you haven't done so already, hit that button for me and subscribe. Like me, ring my bell, share me with all your friends. Check out the community tab here on the YouTube channel, or scoot on over to the Facebook group. There's a link in the description box below. And join the Facebook group. We do all kinds of great different community projects over there. And we have a great time doing it. So until I see you again, stay well, my friend. Bye-bye.